Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. His name is Mike Brenner. My name is Peter Loshak. We are the Odds Club. We come to sportsbookreview.com. Of course, joining us as he joins us every Tuesday is Jeff from BMOC This is a college basketball odds couple show for a Tuesday, January 24th, and we're getting into that time of the college basketball season, Mike Brenner, where I feel like there starts to be solid value day in and day out that I'm seeing. It's about this time that February is pretty much always profitable for me, and it's about this. It's just like you get a feel for the teams, for the ebbs and flows, for the ups and downs, who's legitimately good, who's legitimately sucky, who's, a team that can bounce back from a loss, who's a team that'll get sunk by a loss. How you feeling about this time?
No, I think you're dead. I think you're dead on with that, and I think Big Man would totally agree. It is that time. I kind of get that feel as well. And injuries have already played a big part, and you kind of know what team's going what direction. Who's got the momentum.
Yep.
So,
all right.
With that being said, the slate today.
Let's get into it. Yesterday, let's throw the record up very quickly. Frank Brenner. Yesterday, I was all sides, but I had a winning day, 8-4. You had a great call on Oklahoma State, and which was awesome. I tailed you on that one. So we're getting.
I think I won the full game on the on Green Bay, Wisconsin too. They came through 3-1.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank God college went good last night because I got my ass handed to me.
We don't have to talk about that.
Oh, I love it. I love it because I got news for you. Bottom line, when that happens, it's like, okay, got that shit out of the way.
All right,
I'm all good with that.
Let's jump right into it. A lot of interesting games. The first game, let's talk about the interesting games. If either of you has, well, to start out, Jeff, how many picks do you have for us today that you'd like to share?
I got 2.
And how many do you have, Mike Brenner?
I've got 2.
All right. So if any of the games we bring up involve the picks, just
I got a feeling we all might be jumping in a car and adding something on, though, if we hear something good.
The first thing that's interesting is Louisville at Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, of course, played Louisville tight in their last game. But Pittsburgh has an injury. They don't have a deep roster. And even though this might be, at first glance, tempting to take them as a 7-point dog, for this one, it's Louisville or pass for me. What do you think about that one, big man?
Peter, I'm not interested in Louisville till Quentin Snyder comes back.
Yeah. Right.
They didn't look particularly cohesive the other day at Florida State. Really just couldn't do enough to get the lead and kind of pull away in that game. Always are kind of playing from behind. They're always going to play good defensively, but Pittsburgh's kind of a different animal. You're really starting to, if you're Louisville, face some of these really good offensive teams. It's always tough to go into Pittsburgh and win.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I'm almost interested in the dog in that game just because I like the way they play at the zoo there in Pittsburgh. And look, at the end of the day, they're very senior-laden Pittsburgh. They can score the basketball. I'm just not interested in them on the defensive end. This is a pass for me, but if I had to bet it, I guess I'd lean with the points, but not a game I'm particularly in love with.
The problem is that Pittsburgh has they only rotate 6 guys, and one of those guys is injured. So now they're basically just rotating 5 guys. The injured guy is supposed to come back soon, but you said it's tough to go into Pittsburgh and get a win or blow them out, but that did happen last time. I forgot who blew them out. Was it Miami or someone who went into Pittsburgh and got a big blowout win?
Yeah, and keep in mind, it's not the same aura going in there as when, they had some of their players a couple years ago. And look, like I said, they are very beatable defensively. They're bad. And Louisville's kind of had their number. They've won 5 in a row. But, I just think without Quentin Snyder, he's the point guard. He kind of makes them go. I'm just not interested in backing them till he's back. This is just a game I would kind of.
All right. Mike Brenner, is a pass for you, or you want to?
You know what? No, I'm thinking about this, and it's brewing, and some really good points and facts being brought up. But there's one thing that has definitely not been brought up. This Pittsburgh team's under a whole new coaching staff. So senior laden or not, you got a whole new scheme, a whole new plan. And Pitino knows they went in and did not get it done. All right, bottom line. And I know Quinn Snyder's out, but you know what? I'm taking the first half with Louisville.
Are you sure? Okay.
I'm absolutely sure.
All right.
I like this play. I would not be surprised if they go in and they find a way to gap that hole, right, to fill that hole with Quinn Snyder, because coaching is absolutely going to dominate this game. I'm all over it.
Okay, well,
give
it's
me
a
the first
split line,
half.
4 or 3.5. The Chris books have 3.5 minus 115, but we'll give you the bet online line. 3.5 minus 110.
You got it. I'll do that. Minus 4, yeah.
Minus 3.5 minus 110.
I will point out, they played a lot better than I thought they would without him. They actually beat Clemson, which they beat them pretty easily.
Yeah, they did. They did, and that was without him. Matter of fact, we did. We talked about that game. You know what, big man? I got a feeling this. Ooh.
All right, let's move on. We don't want to spend all the time.
We're not going to spend all day there.
Next game that's interesting, of course.
Let's move on.
Kansas at West Virginia. Last time West Virginia was a home favorite against an elite team, Baylor. Of course, they got a big win and cover. That line got bet up. Here, once again, Kansas ranked number 2 right now, and are they number 1?
Number 1. They're number 1.
And the line is West Virginia at home minus 4. Now, I really like the West Virginia against Baylor, and the line movement backed it up. This time, I'm not so sure. What do you think, big man?
Well, I mean, they've lost 2 in a row, West Virginia, so it's kind of the mystique is gone with the Mountaineers all of a sudden. They've lost at home and on the road. So, look, I'm not betting against Kansas. Kansas getting points. This line looks weird for sure, but listen, I'm not betting against them. Sorry, especially after 2 losses from West Virginia. I don't think they're as good as certain people think, and I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just saying I don't think they're very good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Kansas here. Just kind of a feel for me. They've won 18 in a row, for God's sakes. I mean, I'm not interested in jumping in front of that, even if it is West Virginia. They've seen this press before. It's not like this is their first time facing it. They know how to go in West Virginia and win.
Okay, so this is an official pick for you?
No, not official.
It's not official. Okay, that's just what you would lead. Mike Brenner, we got to keep this rolling. But
yeah, keep it rolling.
Do you have anything to say about that one?
I'm watching what's going on, man. Bobby Huggins. I'm a big Bobby Huggins fan. Bottom line, this team, can they bounce back? Will they? I can't bet against Kansas either. I just can't right now.
Another interesting game is Kentucky as a big road favorite at Tennessee. I don't know.
I didn't see the line on that.
It's 9.5 right now. It opened at 10. This one would be. Kentucky has had 2. They haven't actually been good ATS on the road. They blasted Mississippi a while ago, but their last 2 games were wins, but not covers. ATS on the road.
But they didn't cover that first half for me last time.
Now they're giving 9.5 to Tennessee. Big man, you have anything to say about that one?
Until De'Aaron Fox comes back, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this game. If he plays, I would lay the number. If he doesn't, I'm not as into laying the number. Tennessee stinks.
Okay, yeah, they do. Mike Brenner, you have anything to say about that one, or is it a pass?
No, it's not a pass. It's the first half, and I'm going with Kentucky, because I know with De'Aaron Fox out now, Calipari's even got his wife pressuring him. You need to put Brad in, give son plays for him. I'm not kidding you. He's like, I got to go deal with that when I get home. That's what he literally said in the press conference. But I just think they know they got to make something happen because of, now your cohesiveness. It's just, and they're going to do it. Tennessee stinks. They're a dumpster fire, as my buddy would say. But yeah, I want Kentucky. Give me on the first half.
You might have something there. We can give you the first half -3, -113. That's a pinnacle line.
I love it. I'm going
to jump into the.
Jump in there. I promise you, we're going to the bank. Pistol, come on.
Okay.
Get in there.
I'm going to hold off for
Dennis will go if you go. You know how that peer pressure is.
Good, right?
They're that good.
-3.
They're that good. Trust me. With De'Aaron Fox out, this is still.
If you go, I go. Okay.
Come on.
No, but it's -5 for first half.
Yeah, I'll take -5 all day.
I'll still go with that.
Yeah,
you will.
I promise you, I'll drive it to the bank. Come on, you in? Come on.
Okay, fine.
He did it. He did it. Pull that trigger, Pistol Pete.
All right, fine. All right, so we're all on that one.
All right, Dennis is in there too. Finally.
Okay. Next game that is interesting, of course, is Marquette at home against Villanova, and Villanova. They've had some road games where they blew out their competition, but then they also lost to Creighton, for example. Marquette at home getting 5. Big man, do you have anything to say about that one?
Not particularly. Villanova or pass. Marquette beat Creighton, but Creighton's without their top player and guard. So
yeah.
I would go with Villanova probably, but I don't really bet on them.
What was that line?
It's -5 at Marquette.
Villanova?
Yeah.
At Marquette only -5? Are you kidding me?
But don't be throwing on picks just because.
I'm not. I'm kidding. It's on here, Pete.
Okay. Oh, really? It's
Can't I make joke? Now I can't make jokes. It's right there.
I didn't know that was a joke. I thought you were.
No, I like to have fun and make jokes. We got big man on the thing. We just talked you into getting in the car.
That was a good joke. That was a great joke.
And
right?
That's a first half, and it's a full game for me.
Villanova.
I need the shop line. I thought it was going to be 3.5 on the half, but what is
this?
This
guy just said he had 2 picks. Now he's at 4.
I know. Damn right. Well, I named 2 that I had as leans. Right. I promise you. The right here is a lean. I'm going. I'm feeling it.
Okay, and that was a good joke, Mike Brett. I wasn't expecting. All right, Villanova -5. Full game -5, -104.
Yeah.
And the first half, the best line would be -2.5, -111.
Fantastic. I thought I would get it at 3.5. So.
Okay. You want to go into a little bit why you like them so much at Marquette, or
because Marquette I think is just not powerful enough at home. They're not going to be able to contain underneath the basket. They're going to lose the battle on the boards to Villanova. And Jay Wright knows this is time to crank it up. This is absolute time to crank it up. I'm going to take coaching again to get this done.
Okay, Mike Brenner. Yep. Nice breakdown.
There's one other game I do want to talk about.
Well, we'll get that if we don't talk about it. Then another interesting one is Purdue at Michigan State, and Purdue of course can be a juggernaut, but Purdue they've had some issues, and when we talked about we previewed their game at Iowa, and we said that Purdue on the road is you have to be a little bit careful there. Here, Michigan State not a great version of Michigan State this year, but it's Tom Izzo. They're getting 2 points, which is not a lot, but actually still a dog. What do you think, Mike Brenner?
I looked at this, and I'm not exaggerating. I was kind of leaning on. I wanted to hear what Big Man would say because I think he's got a good feel for the Purdue type of schools and the Michigan States. He knows he's got an eye for coaching as well. So I can't bet against Tom Izzo, but right now that roster says please bet against it. So I don't know. Big Man, what do you think?
Michigan State's won 8 of 9 against Purdue. Keep in mind, they were way better teams than what this team is. I'm not betting against Purdue. I've made that clear all year. I don't want to bet against them ever. Like I said, 8 of 9, but they were much better Spartan teams. I just don't see it this year with them. They've had a lot of issues as far as off the court injuries. Purdue's just a steamrolling team. Great guards. Those bigs are hard to stop. This is actually a pretty good play for me. I like this one.
All right, so you're going official on it?
Let's just say I have a play on this game.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
I like the mystique there. I like
All
that.
right,
Big
all
man.
right.
Keeping them waiting.
That
baby.
sounds good. And then the next big matchup is one of the games that I think I'm going to give. We'll see if you guys agree or not. Virginia at Notre Dame. Obviously, Virginia, an awesome team, but Notre Dame, obviously, also an awesome team. Both of them in good ATS, and I'm thinking that Notre Dame, at just -1, I'm thinking Notre Dame pulls it out. What do you think, Mike Brenner?
It's right there.
That's
Notre
what he
Dame
picked?
full
Okay,
game,
all right,
baby. Yep.
okay,
This
tell us
two's
why.
turning into a baker's dozen, Dennis. Yeah. I'm going Notre Dame full game. And you know what? I was even thinking doing the half, but I think Virginia knows. They know how tough it is to win in South Bend. They're going to bring it early, but I think Notre Dame will settle down.
Yeah.
Second half, I think that's where you're going to see the flow.
All right.
I love it. Big man, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, this is one of the official plays I had written down. I'm going to go with the Irish as well here.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, look, 12-0 at home this year are Notre Dame. And look, they're playing better defensively than normally. I would like to see a little bit more size on this team, but they have the best point guard in the country.
Yep.
83% from the free throw line compared to 69% for Virginia. That may be a difference in this game. I don't want to bet against Notre Dame at home. I think they'll do enough, a little bit better offensively than what Virginia can give you. For whatever reason, I don't think Virginia's the same team on the road, but I'm going to go Notre Dame here at home.
I got to jump in. When I was when I was breaking this down, I promise you, I listened to everything Big Man says, and he had made a statement about when picking a game, when you got a big difference in field goal percentage. I mean, free throw percentage.
Yeah, sure.
That is huge. So I promise you, when I broke this down, I said, I guarantee.
And especially when it's a low spread, so it's likely to be close at the end.
Exactly.
Hey, Peter.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing. Ask Oklahoma last night about making free throws.
Oh, yeah. Sure. My
They
only
make
issue
free
now.
throws, they win that game.
So it was a game that jumped out at all three of us. Why then is the line where it is? Why is it so low?
Well, I think, listen, UVA is a very good team.
It's the
They're
respect for
really
UVA is what it is, I think.
Yeah.
And again, let's not mistake Mike Bray. Mike Bray will be the first to tell you they did not expect to be where they are right now. Mike Bray's coaching has brought this team and brought the talent to where it is. All right, I think this is a really sharp play. I don't think there's any catch here.
All right, well, we're all on it. Notre Dame -1, -106. That's it for the marquee games. I wanted to make sure we got to.
There's
Mike
one
Brenner,
more.
are there
Did
any
we
other
talk
picks?
about South Carolina? We already talked about
South Carolina. No, we didn't.
All right, South Carolina versus Auburn. I got first half. Frank Martin's so damn pissed off. He can't wait to knock the shit out of somebody. All right, that guy is a stern guy. You never see that look in his face. I'm telling you. And
really?
I know Auburn's playing well, but they're going into South Carolina. And Pistol Pete, he goes, really? You see that look in his face?
He's like the dad in the Twisted Sister videos, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
We're not going to take it.
But all right,
no. Remember that one, big man?
All right. So you're liking South Carolina first half, which
first half, because you know he was not happy. That team for a minute felt that they had Kentucky's number. They really did. And Martin's he's too good of a coach, man. You got Auburn coming in. I'm taking it. Pull the trigger.
First
Pull
half,
that trigger.
-5, -113. Big man, do you endorse that, or does it make you nervous?
I wouldn't say I'd endorse it. I would actually take Auburn full game. They're good on the road. They've covered 8 of 9 in South Carolina. Yeah. I like Auburn. I'm pretty high on this team.
No doubt. I just think the first half's where the momentum's going to be because you got a mad team. That's why I stayed the hell off the full game there. I think Auburn's liable to get the full game.
Okay. -5, -113. Mike Brenner, is that it for you?
That's it for me, I promise. I just
all right.
broke it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big man, did we get all your picks? Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us?
I got one other one. This is going to be an official pick. I'm going to go Akron on the road at Western Michigan.
Okay.
Akron Zips, baby.
Yeah, this Akron team looks like the class of this conference. Really been efficient this year. 48% of their field. They've won 9 in a row. They actually just beat Western Michigan a week or two ago. This Western Michigan team's nice story. They've had some issues off the court, and they've kind of turned around and played pretty well for what it's worth, but have issues on the defensive end, really struggled to get stops, and their offensive issues have been out there. They've been not really cohesive. That's a bad mix going in against this really good Akron team. Akron needs to continue to win these sort of games if they want to win this conference. You got to go on the road and beat a 6-12 Broncos team. They're not very good. Akron should be able to get a cover here. Only laying a small number here. They're the better team, should win by 6 to 10 points, I think.
All right, right now we can give you the pinnacle line -3.5, -102, and that's it for you, Big Man.
Yeah, just Notre Dame and Akron, and then the pick.
I like his breakdown on Akron because this is exactly the kind of game. If you want to win that conference, you better go on the road and get in this game, and I like that, especially this time of the season.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I didn't have a chance to look at totals at all, but there are a couple other sides that I'm thinking about. Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Let's see if Big Man endorses it or talks about it, because the last time I asked him specifically about a game, it was that UNLV San Diego State game. He talked me off of that one and saved me a loser, so that was a nice call.
That's right. I remember that.
First one I'm thinking about is now I'm generally high on Rutgers in next year or 2 years or 3 years from now. This year, though, they're obviously pretty bad, and I'm thinking about Maryland minus 11. What do you think, Big Man?
Yeah, Bella Trimble's questionable from what I see.
Yeah.
If he plays, I'd probably lay it because I like Maryland at home. But Rutgers has been a sneaky team, man. I mean, they played well the other day against Nebraska. I don't know, though. They don't score. Maybe the under, but
Well, I heard Trimble is questionable, possibly doubtful or so.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with that.
All right.
I think he's got the flu.
Thanks for the info. That's why we have Big Man on. That's why I
That's
asked.
right.
I'm going to hold off.
Big man
Another
on the
one that I'm
campus,
thinking
baby.
about is Syracuse. Now, Syracuse, of course, a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team. Sometimes they look really
They got
awful.
Jim
Sometimes
Boeheim. Come on.
they do get nice
gotta go.
nice wins, especially at home.
How'd you like to have dinner with Jim Boeheim?
Yeah,
How would you
and-
like that? It's like talking to a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking that Syracuse, Wake Forest, obviously has come off a string of impressive games. Now
Tim
they're going-
Duncan, baby. I'm telling you. I mean, not Duncan. God, what's the coach's name? Jesus, help me, big man. Who's coaching Wake Forest?
Danny Manning.
Danny Manning. That's it. God,
Okay,
that's
so
number
I'm
28 from Kansas.
So I'm thinking that that this might be a spot. Wake Forest off of a string of good games, and Syracuse at home can be very dangerous. Minus 2.5. What do you think, Big Man?
Yeah, Syracuse at home would be a play for me, not on the road. At home, they've been very good.
Yeah, they're
and yeah,
Jekyll
Wake
and Hyde.
Forest, like you said, coming off a big win against NC State, they play no licks of defense. I would hope Syracuse can win this game and get it straightened out. They need a win pretty bad. So,
Yeah. All right, I'll go on that one.
would
Minus
probably
2.5,
Yeah.
minus 106. Then another one I was thinking about, Big Man. I don't know if you've looked at this, but Duquesne against Davidson. I had a good read on them in one of their recent games, and they're a team, or another Jekyll and Hyde team, and they've actually oddly been a lot better on the road than at home. And Davidson also a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde team. They've had
Big
some
time.
duds.
They've had some issues this year.
They've had some duds at home, and getting 13. I think it might be worth a risk taking Duquesne at plus 13. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Davidson has not covered. I mean, they've failed to cover in 5 of 6. And, yeah, I mean, I don't want to lay 13 with them. They're very
they're
hit or
not
miss.
worthy of that.
They have 2 players. If they're not playing well, they're really easy to beat. Yeah, Duquesne has been a pretty good bet on the road. Yeah, I could see them hanging here. Kind of the way Fordham did against Davidson a couple weeks ago.
Give me Duke Kestney. Yeah, give
Okay,
me
so
Duke
I'll take it
Kestney.
plus 13, minus 110. And then the other one I was thinking about, let's see what else we have here.
the
I was
other one.
Thinking about St. Bonaventure and
I'm
Northern.
sure you were. You probably had a dream about Stony Brook on the second half again. Jesus Christ, Pete.
We're thinking about St. Bonaventure and Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois, of course, this is a revenge game for the team that they're playing. But Northern Illinois handled them, and now I think they're going to be at home and might have an even. And they're coming off a loss, so I like that. When you have Kent State, you have anything to say about either of those, Big Man?
Not much in Northern Illinois. The other one, St. Bonaventure. I'm sorry. Yeah, St. Joe's hasn't been backable since Shavar Newkirk went out. I would lean that way. But Bonnies have been kind of an odd team this year.
Big
They
time
haven't
odd.
covered either.
Very well said.
Not a big fan of either of those games, but Peter Loshak, I'll never bet against you.
See, there you go. You got to love this guy, Pistol.
All right, I will take a shot with Northern Illinois. Minus 3.5, minus 110. That's the shakiest of my picks. But that does it for me. And
Hey,
I guess
big man, I got to tell him something. We're heading to the beach tomorrow to do our show. Our show will be tomorrow from the beach all day, and then the next day we're going to do half of the day from the beach as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I strive to be like you, both of you, someday. I wonder how you live the life you live.
All right, let's wrap this up. Let's quickly review our picks. Mike Brenner, what are your picks?
All right, here we go. I'm going to go with Villanova on the first half, minus 2.5, full game, minus 5.5. Kentucky, first half, minus 5. All right, I'm going with Louisville, first half, minus 3.5, thanks to my line shopper. Notre Dame, full game. We're all driving to the bank with that one, minus 1. And South Carolina, a pissed-off Frank Martin, first half, minus 5. There's my 2 picks that turned into 6 or 7.
And, Big Man, you're joining Mike Brenner on Kentucky, first half. Notre Dame, minus 1, minus 106. And what was your third pick?
Akron.
That's right.
Go Zips,
Akron.
baby.
Okay, thanks for all your insights and input. Jeff from BMOCwins.com. Thanks, Mike Brenner. Good luck to everyone tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for the Wednesday card.
Thanks, big man.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.